Word. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Greenon. I'm the Director of Communications for the Hudson Gateway Association of Realtors, and I want to welcome everyone to another Breakfast with Benefits. And today we have our old friend Alex Montalente back. Alex is, of course, the leader of RealGrader, and RealGrader does a lot of fantastic things, helping people with social media. And today Alex is going to be talking about AI, artificial intelligence. Hopefully it will not replace human intelligence, but anyhow, Alex, thank you and welcome again.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the first thing you need to know about AI is it's definitely not here to replace anybody. However, it is a great tool to make you more efficient, right? To make your processes more efficient. So what I'm going to talk about today are the top 10 technologies that I've used that I think will help you. You may like some of them, you may like none of them, you may want to get all of them and implement them in your business. My mission right now is really to reduce stress for the real estate industry and expand your digital footprint so you can focus on real estate. And my story is that my mom was a realtor. This is my mom here, Adriana. She was a realtor in Long Island, New York. She started from scratch, came from Romania as an immigrant, escaped communism. They took away their house. My grandfather was in the prison and for being an entrepreneur, basically. And they all left and started over in America at JFK Airport. My mom worked in the factory in Queens, New York, saved up enough money, got a real estate license, and then she started doing real estate. Started with rentals in Queens, New York, then got into residential, then started helping people relocate from Europe, from Romania to Long Island, and eventually put a down payment on this property you're seeing in the photo. This property didn't come easy for her. She renovated everything, fixed it up, rented out both sides, and then eventually she lived in it, and eventually she raised me and my brother here, which is huge. My mom's like the super entrepreneur. Makes my job look easy compared to what she went through. And I started helping her in 1999. So back in 99, I'm in Long Island. I came home from college. She's doesn't understand technology, didn't know how to put a listing into the MLS, because back then we had that big book of listings, right? It wasn't a digital MLS. It was literally a paper book. And things have changed a lot, right? So I started helping her doing digital marketing, emailing, and next thing I knew, she closed a listing that was an $80,000 commission. And that's when my eyes opened up like, wow, some technology can go a long way to pay the bills for the family, but then I could help a lot of realtors with their tech too. So that's what I'm here to do. So let me give you a little bit of background on us. We've been, written up in all kinds of articles. We are part of the National Association of Realtor Reach programs. The National Association of Realtors chooses 8 companies per year, and I'm actually on my way to San Diego next to meet the CEOs from property technology companies worldwide. So the National Association of Realtors actually invests in and supports tech companies that they believe in, and they have an amazing program. I've been lucky to be part of it this year. We also have on the call Jose, but before I get to Jose, do you all remember this stuff? Like listing contracts that you had to like print out and sign, and now we have DocuSign, fax machines, beepers, the Real Estate Book magazine. I used to collect these when I was in my 20s, kind of weird thing, but I like to see how the real estate prices increased or decreased. So all of this is now replaced by tech, right? So you just have to get that, like the industry has changed a lot, and I think realtors have done an amazing job to adapt, but it's also a lot going on, right? There's a lot of tech going on. So here's Jose Fuentes. He's on the call. Jose travels all across the globe with me. We basically Google agents. That's like what we do for a living. We Google you, and within a short amount of time, we can tell you what's wrong with your online presence, and we can fix it for you. So that's pretty much why we've become such a big thing with the National Association of Realtors, and also because we have a digital business card that really helps you become tech savvy and show off your online reputation. So you can scan this I want to show you how some, technology works here before we get going to AI. If you want, you can scan this QR code and that'll go to Jose's digital card. And that way you can save his information. He's a great resource for you. He can Google you pretty much anytime you want to meet with him. And you'll get to see what, how QR codes work. And you should be using QR codes in your business by now. I know not everybody is, but you could use this to link to a property. You could use a QR code to link to an open house, put it on a flyer. If you're using print at all, QR codes are a great way to track what you're doing. So there's a lot within the QR code alone. So this is our team. We're at the National Association of Realtors conference. I'm just giving you a little background on us before I dive in here. And here I am at the pitch battle. And why I'm showing you this is because this is the National Association of Realtors. They feature 11 companies that get on stage and pitch their product. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of AI tools that were at this event. Okay. And that'll be some mind-blowing stuff because that's the leading edge technology right here. So this is National Association of Realtors saying they're tremendously impressed by us, but let's jump into this. So high participation is key on this event that I'm doing right now with you all. I put a lot into this, but I want you to get a lot out of it. So it's important that you participate in the chat. We will operate with a texting phone number on this webinar. It's a new technology we use. This way we can communicate with you really easily and you can participate, right? Well, we'll kind of have fun this morning at 6:30 for me. So I gotta make it a little more gamified. So my first question for you is, are you using AI? Let me know in the chat. Are you using it or are you not using it? Yes or no question. But I'd love to see responses from everybody. There's about 31 people on the call. So we have some yeses. We got some nos. A lot of no's, a lot of not yets. Anthony with a yes. Marie with a no. All right, so I saw majority is no, right? So this is going to be great for you all. AI improves efficiency. That's the biggest thing you have to understand. It's not here to replace you. It's here to make you more efficient, right? I mean, we all know no AI is going to replace a realtor and no AI is going to replace me. I'm me. I'm unique. You're you. You're unique. And computers are common. Okay? So forget about that concept. AI definitely can't replace you, but you do want to leverage it. Okay? So now this is where I want you to participate. Text me your name and the number of years you're in real estate. And why I'm doing this is not for me to store your data or any of this. It's actually for me to deliver content to you and deliver valuable resources to you. So just text your name and the number of years in real estate so we get a sense of how long you've been in real estate. We got some people 4.5 years, we got 30, we got 12. And the number, if you're listening in, is 786-539-8032. This is how we're going to deliver you. Basically, I'm going to give you the list of the 10 AIs so you don't have to take crazy notes. So AI number one, AI tool number one. Well, the first thing you want to know about AI is like, what is it? So artificial intelligence is the intelligence of machines or software as opposed to the intelligence of humans or animals. It's the field of study in computer science that develops and studies intelligent machines. So what's happening with AI is that it's storing a lot of information and making that information readily accessible for various tools. And you might hear about ChatGPT and OpenAI. That's the most common use case of AI. Okay, now ChatGPT, has anybody used ChatGPT? Let me know in the chat. ChatGPT is where my kids go to ask questions about school and get answers really quick. ChatGPT is where I go to get an email written that I don't want to write myself. ChatGPT is where I go to rewrite my bio because ChatGPT will write it in a really professional manner and will also limit the number of characters. So I'm like, I want a bio written like in the tone of professional, and I wanted 150 characters, and here's a little bit about me, and AI will write it. I had AI write a story about my blended family, giving the names of my daughters, and it wrote a beautiful romantic story about our family. Like, AI is pretty smart right now. right? You might want to ask it a few questions because you will be blown away how well and how fast it answers. Okay. So if you were to think, I want to make AI sound simple for you all. It's really a way for you to ask questions and get answers. When they talk about AI prompts, they're really talking about AI questions. Does that make sense? So you have a question like, what's the best video to do about real estate? And it'll list you a bunch of videos, right? Video ideas. It'll say, oh, do a property video about your local neighborhood. Great. Write me a script for a property video about my local neighborhood. And the name of my local neighborhood is Westchester, right? And boom, it'll write that. And then you can ask it another question. Now edit that to 150 characters and it'll do that. Now give it a little more passion and it'll add some passion. So it can even add emotion. Pretty crazy. Are we following so far? Let me know in the chat if you're following, if it's making sense to you.
Yeah, so basically you can start with one question and then you just keep refining it and refining it until you get to this, beautiful conclusion that encompasses all the data that you've given it.
That's the gold, everybody, that not everybody talks about. Asking a question is cool, but refining and modifying by asking more questions is way cooler. Okay. You could, like, we literally use AI to write bios for realtors, and we say, write the bio for 28 characters for Instagram. Now add the most popular emojis, right? Now write a bio for 50 characters for Zillow. Now write a bio for 100 characters for LinkedIn. And it'll just keep modifying the bio for my purpose. So where do you go? You go to OpenAI ChatGPT, and you can literally try it for free. So you get here, you hit try ChatGPT. You could just Google ChatGPT, and you'll get to this website, and you hit try ChatGPT, and it'll ask you to create an account with like a Google login or a Facebook login or whatever. And then you can ask it stuff. So here, these are some questions you could ask to get an inspirational social media post. Like you could literally say, write an inspirational social media post for Westchester homeowners. Create a social media post sharing a motivational quote about love. Make a post and it'll literally write it for you. Okay. These are some basic use cases. You can get pretty wild in there, but just ask it some questions. That's the best way for you to get blown away. Because the responses, you're going to be like, what? How did that happen so fast? It literally types it out while you're watching. So that's when the aha moment happens for you all. Like, what else can I use this for? Property descriptions? Could I use it for Yes, you can. And I'll give you a tool that you can use it for property descriptions. Can I use it for my bio? Yes, you can. Can I use it for marketing pieces? Absolutely. Can I use it for social media? Absolutely. So many use cases, right? So let's jump into number 2.
Alex, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just had a real quick question. When you're doing this, and this is very new to me too, I'm really interested in this. When you said, write your bio, how much information do you have to feed into it? Or is it pulling from LinkedIn? Is it pulling from other sources?
I'll make it really easy for you. I would just copy your existing bio and say, please rewrite this bio, paste, and you'll be blown away what it does. Just that simple prompt, right? But it'll write as much as you give it, and it'll embellish it, right? So, I mean, for the story about my blended family, I put my daughter's 8, my daughter's 10, her name is Layla, my daughter's 12, her name is Mia, Iram is the oldest daughter, she's 14, my girlfriend's Valeria, we live in Miami, and it wrote like this amazing novel, right? And it was like pretty spot on, even though I didn't give it a lot of info, because it assumed blended families are a little more difficult, they're a little more challenging, you have this going on, you have that going on. It's like, whoa, you did a great job. Good job, AI. So yeah, you can give it stuff, or you can just copy and paste stuff in and say, rewrite this. Like imagine this, you're writing an email to a homeowner and you're uncomfortable if you wrote it well. Pop it into AI, ask AI to rewrite it. It'll come out with some more professional writing possibly. Make sense? All right. AI number 2. This one is called Adobe Firefly. It used to not be available for personal, now it is. And what you can do here is you can upload an image. You ever wondered, how do people upload an image and change the background? This is it, Adobe Firefly. Okay. Free version. You go in. I took this image of me and my mom, and I was like, I want to put us on a beach. I went in 1 second last night with Firefly, and boom. Right. So you want to change backgrounds, AI Firefly. I mean, Adobe Firefly. I'm going to give you the full list, so don't worry. Number 3. This one is video.ai. Did you ever wonder how they got that amazing writing, like on an Instagram story or on a post, where it's like dictating what you're saying, but like in really cool captions, like yellow or green? That's video.ai. It's one of the best ways to do that. So it'll do stuff like this, like Alex Hormozy, pretty popular right now. So it'll put in the text over what you're saying. Is this useful? Let me know in the chat. You learning something here? Hopefully you'll.
You actually got a great question, Alex.
Yeah.
They're asking if we can use ChatGPT in Spanish or in any other language.
You know, I
I've
haven't
heard about it being used in Spanish, but I think there's a setting, but I'm not too sure on how it works.
I'd have to research that, but give it a try. I mean, I would imagine yes. All right, number 4, List Assist. This is actually my buddy who's in NAR Reach in New Zealand created this company. They do property description automation. So you want to describe a property and you're not sure. I mean, I remember my mom used to have to do this all the time. You can go to listassist.ai and it'll rewrite your property description. Diane says yes, you can just ask it to translate it, as far as I know. Amazing. That's as far as ChatGPT goes. All right, number 5, High Note. Again, I know this guy, Mark Choey. Mark Choey started a company called Climb, which was bought by Coldwell Banker and Realogy. And now he has a company that helps create listing presentations using AI. You ever want to make like a really beautiful listing presentation, but you don't want to spend a lot of time in Canva working on it? This will do it, and it uses AI to write the descriptions for the listing presentation. Really cool tool. Drag and drop, very easy to use. Number 6, Zapier. You might have heard of Zapier before. Zapier was actually AI before AI was a thing. Like Zapier was already doing AI. So what does Zapier do? It'll do a connection prompt, meaning create a Facebook page post from my new Google Business Reviews. So automatically it'll scan your Google Business page. Whenever you get a new review, it'll turn it into a Facebook post, right? Create my Google Business post from new Facebook page posts. So what Zapier is doing, it's connecting 2 platforms and creating an automation that you don't have to think about. And all you got to do is set it up once and it'll happen. For example, if I asked you all to go to my marketing funnel to download something, you would put in your name and your email. Zapier would automatically put that into a database for me, would automatically send you an email for me, would automatically send a set of follow-up emails, because I set up what's called a zap. And a zap is what Zapier calls automation. Crazy stuff pre-built in here. You don't have to be a software programmer. You just say, I want this. You click on it, and then you connect your Facebook, you connect your Google, and you're done. So you see how it's like it can make you more efficient, but it's not here to replace, right? It's like pre-programmed prompts, pre-programmed things that you would normally do manually. Now there's just a button for it, right? It's like, that's what we want in our homes. We just want and now there's just a button to shut off all the lights. That's basically AI, a zap of some form, right?
Exactly.
Number 7, captions. So captions is pretty cool. It'll do the captions kind of like the other one, except this one is all about eye contact. Very important, by the way, when you all are doing videos, that you don't look at the middle of the screen. When you're looking at the middle of the screen, you're actually looking down. If you want eye contact on a video, you need to be looking on the top where the camera is. On an iPhone, you might have a little green dot. That's what you want to be looking at. Even though it might be awkward the first or second or third time, that's eye contact. And that's really makes a difference when you're sending a video. People can feel you through the video because you're making eye contact. So what this program does is it actually encourages you to have better eye contact. It also does captions. So it's all about like improving your video. Number 8, this one is Otter. You might see this a lot. People jump on a Zoom call and their AI assistant jumps on with you. What Otter's doing is it's taking notes on your behalf. Super cool. If you do Zoom meetings, highly, highly recommend this. I use this a lot. I use the other one, Fathom, but a lot of people use Otter. I'm going to show you Fathom as well. So this thing, you install it once and then it jumps on Zoom and it writes out all the notes from the meeting. Pretty crazy. And number 9 is Fathom. This is the one I use, does the same kind of thing. Jumps on the meeting. You'll see like my Fathom AI assistant. And I renamed it so people don't know it's Fathom. So now it's just like Alex's assistant. Or like you could be like, you know, Assistant John is on the call with me. And people will ask, who's that? Be like, oh, that's my AI assistant. And then you sound really cool too. And number 10 is Grammarly. It's been around for a while. We all need to use it because we don't always spell things properly, and that can make a big difference in your presentation. So Grammarly is checking how you're spelling, but it's actually doing some shortcuts for you for ChatGPT. You could literally ask Grammarly to generate ideas for a blog post, to brainstorm thought-provoking questions, to write a story, to write something, right? But it's a way of doing spell correction as well for your emails.
It's like getting someone to proofread your emails before you send it out.
Exactly. So how was that? Was that useful? Let me ask here. Do you want the list? How many of you want the list? Let me know in the chat. So we'll make it really easy. At the end of this, I'm going to give the list to Jose and he will text it to you. I'm also going to give you my guidebooks as a bonus. I wrote these 8 guidebooks on how to get set up on all these platforms: Google, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, etc. So just text your name and AI list, and we'll know to send this to you, and just text it to this number. That's 786-539-8032, and we'll shoot you back a text with the links to these. So Mary, what did you think of those AIs? Did you know some of them? Were they all new to you?
I had heard about ChatGPT, but the rest actually were new.
Awesome.
So.
And let me hear in the chat, what's the number again is 786-539-8032. And if you're just
I have a lot of text coming in, Alex. A lot of people want this list.
Yeah, I figured. If you're not able to text in, just put your number like Linda did in the chat, and Jose will copy that down and text you just to start a conversation, and then we'll send you the link.
Yep.
Let me know, what was your favorite? I want to hear what's the one that you think you'll actually use, because I mean, I know I'm going to give you 10, and you know you might use one. Some might hit all 10. Diane says Zapier. Awesome, Diane. Helen says High Note. All right. Yes. One for Mark Choey. All right. Beautiful. Otter and Fathom, says Patrice. Great. All right. Now let me segue into Google. Google has what's called generative AI. Okay. Generative AI is like building a little more on larger language models. And it's predicting more of the text. It's generating more, right? Like it's using its knowledge to generate a little more than what you're giving it. And the Google AI is called Bard, B-A-R-D. So you can experiment with that as well. Now, when we look at Google and social media, because I said I'd cover AI, Google, and social media today, I'm going to tell you a couple things that you can do AI-wise, but I'm also going to tell you some simple things that you can do as far as your online presence goes. So this is what most realtors' digital presence looks like. Just being honest, it's chaos, right? Like how many people feel like their digital presence, their social, their LinkedIn, and especially now that you hear AI and all the connections you can do, How many people feel like they've got their digital presence organized, and how many people feel like it's chaos? Let me know in the chat. Organized or chaos? Paul says chaos. Patrice says middle of the road. Love it. And the net says chaos, war zone. I love that. I don't even one. Somewhere in the middle, organized. All right, cool. So that's kind of what's going on. Did you ever generate, automate, and organize your digital chaos? I mean, I'm sure the answer is no, but I just want you to start thinking about that, right? Like, what if you generated an online presence that even looked better than your real life presence, right? Like, you can be picture perfect with your headshots. You can be picture perfect with your banner images. You can have 25 5-star reviews on Google. Honestly, you could have 25 5-star reviews on Google and have never sold a property. That's real. People do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's building my online reputation based on my credibility, my integrity, my professionalism. And yeah, I haven't sold a property yet, but who needs to know that, right? Now, if you've sold a lot of properties, you should have a lot of reviews on Google, right? So you can generate this kind of online presence that makes you look solid. You can automate a lot of this stuff, and you can organize your digital chaos. Most of you haven't done it. The reasons that I hear is, I don't know what to do, Alex. I don't know where to start. It's number 21 on my list today because I got to close this deal. I got to contact this inspector. I got this going on. I got that going on. By the time I get to social media, are you kidding me? That'd be like 11:59 at night and I need to sleep. Right? So it's just low on your list. So I'm going to try to help you out with that too. You can't manage all this. Like, this is the myth. Everybody's like, oh, you should do everything. Okay, sure. And when do I sleep? And when do I actually talk to people about business? You need to get help with a lot of this stuff in order to get it done, or you just need to set it up once and call it a day. But something needs to happen, because if you don't, you miss opportunities. You don't have credibility. You don't have an online presence. Yeah, look at that. Fran says, wow, really never thought of generating as a new realtor without a closing yet. Yeah, good. That's the breakthrough, right? Like, you could literally make a beautiful online presence. Think about it. Back in the day, when your brokerage location, your physical location mattered, it was all about making a really beautiful office on the corner. So when people walked by, they were like compelled to walk in. Well, what about your online presence? So they're compelled to work with you. Make sense? All right. So where do your customers go to search your online experience? They're going to go onto Google. And all of this AI stuff is going to start playing out in here. And it already is starting to play out. Like, we use AI for bios. We use AI to respond to Google reviews. We use AI to do connections between platforms. So there's so much you can do. But the basic thing I want you to walk away with is that your online presence is on these 8 sites: Realtor, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Zillow, Homes.com. And actually, I have Diane on. Diane, you there?
Yeah, she's there.
So
She's
Diane,
trying to unmute herself.
can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So you went through and you saw me at the Westchester event, and you went through and you cleaned up your digital optimization, and then agents in your office cleaned up their digital optimization. What do you say is the biggest takeaway for people listening in right now when it comes to that?
Yeah, I do think it's important. I thought I learned a lot. I was just sitting here with one of my agents, and I said it was because of you guys that I did my Google My Business. I didn't have that. So we filled in that white space next to the Google search. And I do love that. And I didn't realize how willing people are to give reviews. So I do highly encourage everybody to do that. Just yesterday and last Monday, so 2 Mondays in a row, because of you guys, I now am on top of all my agents about being consistent and keeping up with their profiles and cleaning it. But it was well worth it to sit through your whole guidance with it. I was very happy.
Awesome.
Because
Yeah.
nobody takes the time.
What's that?
Nobody takes the time to do it.
Right, exactly. That's the thing.
It's the whole point. Yeah.
I mean, even for myself, I have to go back and have my team kind of redo my online presence because I evolve, right? Like, I get mentioned in the news here. I want that logo up there, or my bio changes because I've, started speaking at these places or that places. So every once in a while, you need to revisit your online presence and put yourself in the shoes of your customer because they're Googling you and that's what they're going to see. So at RealGrader, what we do is we measure, manage, and maximize your digital presence. We measure how you're doing online. Like Credit Karma gives you a credit score, we give you a digital score. Then we manage it for you by optimizing all these platforms. And then we maximize it by showing you how to be an influencer using AI, using Instagram, using LinkedIn, using YouTube, how to take it to the next level in your business. So if I was to ask you, and most of you said my digital presence is a mess, what grade would you give yourself? Like 100 is I'm a rock star, Google me, and you literally walk into listing presentations saying, go ahead and Google me, you'll see what I'm talking about. Or do you walk out of a listing presentation and go, please, I hope they don't Google me? So 0 is I'm invisible, 100 is I'm the rock star. Where do you put yourself? Let me know in the chat. And I'll tell you what the average is.
Right, look, we got Nanette with a 50, Lisa with an 85, Patrice with a 55, 50, 70. I mean, some pretty high scores in here. No one's at 100 yet, except for Martha. She's put herself at a 95.
Love that I'm going to check out Martha's online presence. And Anthony, amazing. So yeah, the average grade in the industry is a 30. When we took 100 top producers, it didn't go up that much. It went to a 45. Okay. So I've taken 100 top producers at pretty much every brand, and I tested this around a 45. In the industry, around a 30. So there's a lot of room for improvement, right? This was like the scan of the 100 top producers. Most of them had a 38 to a 47. Only 7 passed the test. So question is, do you think you pass? Right? Answer that for yourself. Do you think you've lost business because your digital presence isn't solid? Right? Like, I'll give you an example. The president of one of the associations lost a listing because their homeowner went on Zillow and saw 0 sales in the last 12 months, even though they sold like 40 properties that year. Right? So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that could lose your business for you. Broken links, outdated information. These are the biggest mistakes we see. I just need one quick second, Jose, if you could entertain while just one quick minute.
Yeah, of course. So when we look at, these are the main reasons why we see some agents score, relatively low after grading over 250,000 agent profiles. And what it boils down to is we see a big gap when it comes to branding and just not having a strong presence on social media. So going back to those 8 platforms that we highlighted as being your foundation, we see broken links and outdated info, right? You guys sometimes are going through many transitions throughout your career. You might be changing brokerages and you forget to go in and update your profiles, right? We've seen inappropriate or even negative content, duplicate profiles that are just floating around with no information at all on them. And then lastly is what Alex just mentioned, is your data not being synchronized, right? You may be a top producer. You may have had 25 sales in the last year, but then we go to your Zillow, Realtor.com or Homes.com and it shows 2 or 5, right? It's not reflecting all of your hard work that you've done in the past.
Yeah, so I'd love to say that it's called AI. Like we love to say, hey, we're AI, but we're kind of AI because we know the 181 data points that every realtor needs to fill in on these 8 profiles, and we can scan that really quickly for you. So if you think you want to see how you're doing online, definitely schedule time with Jose. He can get a grade for you. He can run through it live with you and show you what's broken. It's not, it's not AI. It's not going to be instant, but within 15 minutes, he can go through pretty much everything and you'll get a good sense of where you're at. Okay, here's the best part about what we do is we do it for you. So this is the part that, if I'm going to compare to AI, is like we do it for you. AI will give it to you, but it won't necessarily always do it for you. Right. So, I mean, that's the same thing with realtors. Like when people say, oh, what's going to happen with the real estate industry? Is AI going to take over? No, it'll give you some things, but you're still going to need a realtor who's a human being to finish the job, to do the job, right? So this is an example of Candace Blair. Her online presence is solid. She's got 27 Google reviews. This is what a Google business page looks like. She's generated herself online as a top producer. Like, you look at her, it's like 27 Google reviews. Look at her photo. It's professional. It links to her digital card. She's looking pretty solid when people check her out online. So the best way I can demonstrate this is by actually doing it to one of you live, which is I'm going to Google one of you live. Who would love to be the volunteer so that I can go through your online presence and check it out? I'm going to take Martha. She went first and she had a high score. So I want to go through that. Where's Martha? Martha, are you on video?
I'm right here. I don't have a video on. My daughter's home sick with me today.
Okay, no problem.
I believe Martha is one of Diane's agents who has been through the program. Which is why she scored
you're
so
cheating.
high.
Which is why I volunteered. So hopefully I'm not going to regret this decision.
Right. Yeah, there you go. That's good. Let's go through that. That'll be an example of what it should look like, and then we can go through somebody who's has a little bit less going on.
I've been working very hard on my reviews, so.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right. And where are you located?
In Orange County, New York, Goshen.
Right. All right. Oh, nice. It's looking good here. It's consistent. So let me go here, Martha. Can you see my screen? Everybody see Martha on the screen?
Yes.
So first thing I see is like, it looks professional, right? Like her headshot's consistent everywhere. She's got her Google business page with 24 5-star reviews. That is amazing. She's almost at that 25 mark. That's huge though. Like that's going to put her an edge up on any other realtor that comes in and maybe only has 0 reviews or 1 review or a handful of reviews, right? This instantly builds credibility. So this is what we're talking about here. Now let's keep going. I'm gonna check out her LinkedIn, and she's got a link to her digital card. So if somebody wants to schedule an appointment or download her information, they can. She's got this beautiful branding that we designed for her. So, I mean, I'm showing you an example of a client who's been through our service, but she also went and got her own reviews and boosted her digital reputation, and she's doing what needs to happen. So this is beautiful branding. I mean, I love it. Finding your forever, great tagline. She's got the logo, she's got her phone number, she's got her title, she's got her headshot, she's got a bio here, 3-paragraph bio. That's perfect. And it looks like need to post a little bit on LinkedIn. That's the only thing I
Yes, I do. Yeah, I kind of went into Instagram more, but I have to, like you said, you got to manage all of them and it's consuming.
Yeah, so there's platforms. I mean, even we have one. There's platforms that automate this stuff, right? So you can, you know, we have a service called Influencer. We can post on your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, and your Google Business. But there's platforms that you can put it in one place and it'll automatically post on all of them, right?
Okay.
So let's look at the next one here, realtor.com. I'm skipping the agent pages because we don't really play with those and they're unique to you. Awesome. So here's another great spot for you. So you got the amazing branding on your realtor.com. You've got your bio. Now, the only thing here is you don't have any recommendations. You can actually copy your reviews from Google, Martha, and paste it to realtor.com. So then you would have 25 realtor.com recommendations instantly.
Oh, okay.
That won't take you more than like 15 minutes probably to just go in there, copy and paste, copy and paste.
One thing that I know when we had the workshop with Diane last week, Diane, didn't we have an issue with it didn't match my solds and my, right? You're muted.
Shouldn't be for realtor.com.
I think it's important for everybody to know that their NERDS ID needs to be in there. And if it's missing, it's apparently it's not pulling your accurate information. I think that was one discovery that we made.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to connect the NERDS ID. Yep. The NERDS ID is your National Association of Realtor ID, and that's what connects it to the data. So then it won't pull in the recommendations. Those you still need to copy and paste, but it will pull in your listings and your sold data and things like that. So when we work with our clients, we try to go in and set that up. Let's go back over here for a second. Her Facebook. So notice how everything is consistent, right? We're seeing the same headshot, the same banner image. That's a professional look. Look at this. She's got a beautiful banner image on her realtor.com, on her Facebook. Same headshot, same name everywhere. Everything's looking solid.
And also that all of her profiles just showed up right off the bat on the first page of Google. Like
Bingo.
you're not having to go into the second page or third page to find all her different profiles. They all show up right there at the beginning.
This is homes.com. This is one of the 3 real estate profiles you all need to be on. Homes.com is making a lot of changes. I highly recommend you be in their ecosystem to be part of that rollout. Let's look at your Instagram for a second.
And we have Valerie in the chat who said, what happens if you have little experience on social media? That's why we're here.
Yeah, I mean, we can help you with that. If you mean little experience, like how to use it, then you're most likely going to want to join our influencer program. That'll give you the training and support. We have daily support on that. So here's Martha's Instagram. This is great. She puts herself in there. That's key. What's missing for a lot of you on social media is you. Okay, you will get more likes and more comments than other stuff. Most likely.
Get
I
more
think
followers and more likes for the silly stuff I do, like that one there. All I talk about is real estate.
Yep.
Over my open houses, I get more followers for the silly stuff.
Yeah,
Well, that's
because
the thing. It's like we've been. Yeah, go ahead, Jose.
I was going to say, you know, when you're not the only real estate agent that they probably follow. So seeing a lot of the, you know, just listed, just sold, under contract, like seeing all of those posts over and over and over again can get old, right? So when you vary it up, you spice it up and you put yourself in there, you show your personality, that's what really lands with people.
In fact, that's what changes the algorithm, everybody. So if you're not getting a lot of traction, it's because you haven't really had engaging content. And if you want to do a simple thing on Facebook, just go change your headshot on your personal Facebook. That will trigger the algorithm. All these people will comment and you can start conversations. I had a client, actually 2 clients now, change their headshot, got a listing. Like that easy. Because you start conversations with people you haven't spoken to in years. And Facebook's like, oh, you got a new headshot. That means you're back on Facebook. So they push that out to everybody. They're not going to push out your listing because honestly, nobody outside of the potential buyers cares. Like, I don't care about your listing, no offense, but I'm in Miami, so I'm not going to care about your Westchester listing, right? Think of all the people that don't care, but they do care about you, right? So they want to see you. They'll comment on your stuff, and that's a way for you to stay in front of them. Awesome. So Martha, what's your biggest takeaways? One thing for you, Martha, on your Instagram, you're getting going on Instagram, start putting in more highlights, and you can do these in Canva, right? Highlights are these circles, and you could have one circle for your local area, one circle for Howard Hanna, one circle for my clients, and then you brand yourself on Instagram. It'll make you look more professional. An example of that, I can show you one. See if I can find.
Pretty sure Chris Eckert has them.
Gary Ashton I was going to use. These are branded highlights.
Yep.
So it makes your Instagram look way more professional.
Oh, yeah.
And Canva has these for free. They have the templates. All right. Let me take somebody. Was that useful, Martha?
Very useful. And I was a new agent. So I used you guys to look professional, even though I had no listings.
Amazing.
And it helped.
There you go. Love it.
And we have Nanette here in the chat who's asking, how often should headshots be updated?
So for a personal Facebook page, I wouldn't do it more than like every 2 to 3 months. I mean, you could do it as much as you want, but that'll trigger the algorithm. If you do it too often, then the algorithm kind of gets diluted. As far as for other platforms, I don't recommend changing it once you put in a professional one, because that way you're going to have consistent headshots across the board. Personal Facebook, by the way, is way better than business Facebook nowadays. That's where your relationships are built. I know you've all been trained to not do business on my personal Facebook. Well, you shouldn't be posting on your personal Facebook with listings. You should post on your personal Facebook about more interesting things than your listings, right? Like about you. You're more interesting than your listings. That's why people list with you, because you're interesting.
Yeah, and Alex, to further your point,
You come and go. You stay.
what a lot of agents that I've been talking to, what they've been doing is they'll have their Facebook business posts and then they'll share those posts to their personal page. So whatever's business related, they'll share it from their business page to their personal page.
Yeah, that's an easy way to do it. All right, so let me go back over here, share screen. And go over here. All right, we got 12 more minutes, so let me fly through the last part here. So for everybody else watching, what's your biggest takeaway when it comes to online presence? I mean, I just showed you somebody that's pretty solid online. I would say that she's a 95, if not more, now that she's got all those reviews. But for those of you that are like, hey, I have a digital chaos, what did you learn? What's your biggest takeaway? Let me know in the chat.
I think the biggest thing is just having peace of mind, like what you mentioned about going into a listing with that mindset of like, okay, go ahead and Google me. You're going to find everything you're looking for versus like hiding and saying like, I pray to God that they don't look me up. I think that alone is huge.
Yep. So cleanup we got from Helen, definitely need professional assistance. I need to tackle this. Now it seems doable. Awesome. That was my goal. Biggest takeaway is how important to get it in order. So here's the thing, old habits are hard to break, right? The old habit is, the old habit is really that we survive our days, right? Like we wake up and it's like, oh, I got to get these things done for my client, for my this, for my family. And we don't get to the things that we want to get to all the time. So they get pushed further and further down the list, right? Now, the thing is, this is one of those things that once you get it done, like Martha, you're set up professionally to win listings. So the question you want to ask yourself is, do you dabble or are you all in when it comes to your online presence? Now, dabbling is like, I put a couple lights on the house on the left here, and all in is the house on the right. Think of that with your online presence. Are you dabbling or are you all in? Have you set up your professional presence? It's kind of like you got an amazing, corner location for your real estate office, and then you forgot to put the sign up, right? And you didn't wash the windows, and there's no link to your website anywhere to be found. Your phone number's not there, right? Like that's what online is now. So we do this for you. If you need help with it, we call it the digital optimization. It's a proven process. We have 181 data points. We've done it over 12,000 times for different agents across the country. And just to show you what that looks like for Candace is like, we go in and set up and optimize your Google business. We link it to your digital card. We make sure it's got your headshot. We make sure it's got all the right settings. We go into your Facebook. We generate a beautiful banner image. We rewrite your bio using AI. That's one of the things we use AI for, is enhanced bios. We rewrite it in various character counts so that Instagram has one count, Facebook has another count, etc. We set up your Instagram business profile connected to your Facebook business profile. We connect your LinkedIn account the right way, set up the branding for you, make sure you look professional on LinkedIn. We set up your YouTube channel. If you're not using YouTube, this is key going forward because YouTube is owned by Google and YouTube videos are starting to show up on page 1. We also give you a badge when you're done that says your social media influencer, complete digital presence. You can use this in your marketing. Then we set up your real estate profiles like homes.com. We set up your realtor.com with banner image. We expand your service areas so that you get more leverage from these platforms. We use AI for some of that stuff too. We use Zillow and set up links to your website, to your landing pages, make sure everything is working on Zillow properly. And we've had lots of agents that had an amazing experience with us. This is Gary Gold. He sold the Playboy Mansion out in California. He's a luxury agent at Coldwell Banker. He went through the experience and loved it, even though he had a marketing team. Secret number 2 is, how do you get more reviews? So I don't, Martha, have you been using your digital card to get reviews, or are you just doing it on your own?
Every time our company sends out a email to our clients, and then I kind of piggyback off of that, and I follow up with them and just ask them for a Google review.
Awesome. Do you know that your digital card has a direct link to your Google review page?
Yes, sometimes I do that. It depends on the client. If they are elderly, I'll
Yep.
lose them. So I have to kind of, cater it to the client.
Awesome. So yeah, we build this digital card. Now you look tech savvy, you can share it with people. It helps you get reviews. I always say information alone never helped anyone. Make sure you implement something from today. Like whether you implement one of the 10 AIs I gave you, or you implement Googling yourself and looking at your online presence, or you implement working with us, whatever it is, all of it works as long as it's, you didn't waste an hour watching me and then nothing happened, right?
It's about taking action.
So secret number 3 is we do it for you. So we are better than AI, because AI would just generate a response. We're actually going and doing the work. We are human, right? And our coaches are based out of Connecticut, so we're very understanding and patient. Even just getting all your passwords reset can be a nightmare, and we have a great way of doing that for you. If you need help, text us, text Jose, put your phone number in the chat. Whether you just want to hop on a call, or you're like, hey, what's the price? I need to get this fixed. Either way works. We've been around for a long time, so we've helped all kinds. I was on a call yesterday with the Residential Real Estate Council. They had a webinar, and an agent had watched our webinar just like this. And then it turns out I Google her, and she's like, yeah, because I watched and I implemented everything you said. And she had a solid online presence. So you could do it yourself too. It just takes a long time. So it's really up to you, but take action on something here, because what I'm giving you is definitely what the industry is talking about. And if all this did was get you one deal, would it be worth it? Like if, I'll ask Martha, I don't know if you've gotten a deal yet from your online presence, have you?
I am actually working with a buyer now, and we had spoken on the phone, and she's not that great with text messages. She lost my information, and she remembered my name, so she went online and Googled me, and she's a cash buyer. It's a great buyer to have, so something will come of it. But yes, in the past I have had.
Awesome. So this is an example of an agent we worked with. She met us at Mid-Year National Association of Realtors. We optimized her, and she got $8,000 in commissions from one Google deal, and she has 6 deals total. This was within 6 months. Now I know I'm not saying everybody will get this kind of result, but I was like, whoa, you made a lot of money just from that. That's insane. So this stuff happens. This is the value of what we do. We do Google business optimization. We do Facebook business optimization. We use AI to write bios. We use Canva to design your banner images. We set up your Instagram business, your YouTube channel, your LinkedIn, your homes, your realtor, your Zillow. Total value of that, $1,676. Our bonus is that we work with you one-on-one. So you have a coach that's dedicated to you that goes through your online presence and fixes it for you. So total value is $2,270. We customize your digital card for you to make sure you know how to use it, and it links to all of your stuff from one place. That brings the total value to $2,500. And if you're interested, I do $300 off of our retail price when I do a webinar. So normally it's $1,696, but today you would get it for $1,396. So it's a one-time payment of $1,297 and a prepay for the digital card of $99. And then your only annual charge would be $99 a year if you keep the digital card. So it's really like a one-time investment for this year. And then next year, if you keep the card, it's another $99 a year. This is really a great deal. We've done it for so many agents, and it just takes the burden off of you. If you're somebody that's like, I'm never going to get to this, Alex, I love everything you're saying, but I just don't have the time. We're the fast forward button. You hire us, we fast forward it within 30 to 60 days. Everything is done. Everything is ready to go. So if that's something you're interested in, text into this phone number, 786-539-8032. If you're serious, just say, I'm ready. And then Jose will send you a link to get started. And if you want to schedule time, text him and say schedule, and he'll send you his calendar to schedule time with you. So either put I'm ready or schedule. I recommend you do one of the two, because even if you don't purchase, you schedule, you're going to get free audit of your online presence. So I'm ready for those that are serious, want to press the fast forward, schedule for those that want to schedule and get a free audit. And I'll just show you a couple more things. If you proceed with this, when you proceed with this, this is what you'll see, that you get that $300 discount, that is $12.97 for the one-time fix everything program, and then $99 per year. And you can say goodbye to your fear and stress around online presence. Let me get by a show of hands, how many people are interested, want to move ahead and get this taken care of, and how many people want to schedule, put schedule in the chat. Awesome. We got some schedules. We got some I'm readies.
Yeah, and I just put my number again in the chat. If you can text me, it'll just make it a lot easier so I can send you all with a quick reply with a link to my calendar to schedule.
Perfect. And if you're putting it in the Zoom chat, just put your phone number next to schedule so we know how to respond to you.
Yep.
Couple more examples for you. This is the president of the Long Island Board of Realtors, Gina Bettenhauser. I've known her for over 20 years. We optimized her digital presence. She uses our digital card. She's a great fan of ours. National Association of Realtors. This is Teresa Kinney, the CEO of the Miami Association of Realtors. She uses our digital card. She actually brought it and got it for all 60,000 members. So all the agents have it at Miami. And I can go on and on. We got so many. This is Gabe Cordova at EXP. Lisa Vidal got her first closing ever from Google. And now she's moving along in her real estate career. Sheila Morrison out of Canada. Willie Hardin's a broker. He got 4 to 5 qualified leads per week and 1 to 2 deals per month. He not only did our Google optimization, but he also got set up as a Google local specialist, and he's crushing it online. So wherever you are, we can get you cleaned up. Wherever you want to go, we can support you on that journey. If you have questions, email us at hello@realgrader.com. I hope this was valuable for everybody. I got 1 minute left, but Jose can hang out with you and answer any questions. Hit us up right now with any questions that you have. And Jose, how's the chat going? Are you engaging with people there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a lot of links for the AI list to schedule time with me to go ahead and get started with us. So I'm going to be answering everyone as soon as we're done here.
Yep, I will provide. So Pip, you mentioned the free booklets. I will send you the guidebooks and the AI list to anybody that texted Jose. And then if you additionally want to get scheduled, let him know. And if you're ready to move forward, let him know. But we'll be here.
No doubt. Yep, and I have more.
Absolutely, Martha, I can take care of that for you. I'll let my team know. Martha wants the badge, the social media badge.
Gotcha.
Lisa says, great session. Thank you, Lisa. What's your biggest takeaway on this last part of the session? Let's hear from a couple people. How about Nanette?
Hi, I was just typing in the chat. Very valuable. I'm ready. I'm a New York State licensed real estate sales agent. I specialized in assessment reductions. So it's an offshoot, and I'm wondering if you can help me, notwithstanding I'm not really in the sales part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have something for you that's called a 5-site optimization. So you don't have Realtor, Zillow, Homes.com.
Right.
You can optimize your Google, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, and your YouTube. And interestingly, our investors are property tax reduction specialists.
Okay.
That helped give us
National?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else, any questions or any feedback? Yeah, Jose, is there something you want me to put in the chat?
No, I'm just trying to copy it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just won't let me.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, that way I can make sure that I get back to everyone that requested the links or to schedule time with me. Awesome. Sounds good, Annette. I'll go ahead and send you all that information in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, while we're here, ask us questions. Valerie, you got any questions? Questions? Doesn't have to be about the program or just in general, about what you learned or questions you have.
No, I just wanted to ask when I purchase, do you still have training for maintaining, how to maintain?
Yeah, so the purchase will include an initial training.
Mhm.
It'll put you in our ecosystem, so you'll get some free trainings. But if you want ongoing support, our program is called Influencer. That one is $97 a month. There's no contract. You can cancel anytime, but to have the ongoing kind of training and support, like daily Zoom rooms and things like that, it's $97 a month. And if you want us to post for you, like on your behalf, we create content, and that's $197 a month. But they're not required to do this program.
Right.
Awesome. Who else?
Alex,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's Pip. Hi.
Hi.
So as a writer who used to work in publishing and writing over decades, my fear about AI is that it's going to create a kind of a vanilla, like everyone's going to know it's AI at a certain point. Right now, I think you can't see through that I'm using AI, but let's say 5 years from now, I don't know. I think this is what the writers in Hollywood, everybody's there's an AI fear. And I just want to tell people, I did find though in our current RPR program, they're using ChatGPT to interpret statistics on different areas. It's already in there. It's built into your RPR under create scripts. And I thought that was pretty amazing because it's taking the data and making it. In terms of the descriptions though, and the bios, I'm just afraid, like I've written my own blogs, and it's just like anything though, it devalues it on a certain level, and that's, I guess it's a fear of the future.
Yeah.
Just saying, folks.
No, I get that. I mean, yeah, if I write a really good piece and then that's regenerated by AI, it totally devalues my work. I think the technology is going to pick up at some point on what is AI versus what is human. And I think, the powers that be, the ones that are running this game on us, are going to distinguish that, right? Because I think that's going to be an important value piece, is like, was that written by AI or was that written by human? That's my thought about it. Right now, there's pros and cons to it.
I guess it's kind of like driverless cars. Like, I'm not sure I would get in one. I just I don't really get it. But I think the people that, I think there's a place for the AI in the writing. But again, like I've been in the past, and I mean like 70s, 80s, and my parents were in the newspaper business. To get a byline, it was a really important thing as a journalist, kind of. I wrote features, that kind of thing. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a brave new world, I guess.
it's always changing, right? I think that's the key to business is really, my favorite course in college was called Management of Change. And it talked about how businesses have changed and evolved in order to adapt and stay in business. My new program that I'm launching is called Platinum. And why is I did a lot of research on the metal platinum. Platinum is one of the most durable metals, right? And I think that's what it's going to take in this industry, and that's what it takes in business and in real estate, is like, we need to adapt. We need to take what's good and bring it in, and what we don't like, just leave it on the side, but just keep moving and keep adapting. And that evolution, because that's the durability.
What kind of commitment does that take for you?
Unfortunately, every 5 minutes, the realtor's going to leave the business.
Time, and I assume
Where we're at. Every
you're
5
kind of filling
minutes,
this in with other things that you're working on. Yeah,
those that stay.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. This was awesome. I'm glad we brought AI to the scene. I thank Mary because she was like, hey, I think we should get into the AI world. She's always telling me to bring the latest. So here we go. Yeah, reach out, let us know what you need help with. I think that was pretty awesome. Jose, what do you think? That was our first time doing AI. Did you like it? I think we might.
Oh yeah, I mean the engagement was through the roof. I think everyone was texting in, asking questions in the chat, so everyone was engaged throughout the entire time, and that alone says a lot, right? Because Zoom fatigue is real, and they're going to a lot of these webinars, you know, every week, and I think this was a really, really great one to kind of just switch it up and get something fresh in their minds.
Zoom fatigue is real. I like that. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm in this Zoom box. Like, get me out of here. Where's
yeah, exactly.
All right, everybody. Have a productive day. We'll talk to you soon, and I'll give the links to Jose right now so he can get them out to all of you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.